Hi guys, and happy Vlogmas day 16. So this video is kind of like a bunch of videos that I compiled while I was making that big Caron cake anniversary blanket. And the reason why I'm putting them all together is because I kind of worked on it little by little each day during like the past week. And if you had just seen like one clip a day, I don't know if it would have like made sense. And so then this way it's all together and we can appreciate the blanket. And so let's just jump right into those clips. Right now I think I'm gonna try and finish up a blanket that I've been working on with a Caron Anniversary cake, just because that is a gift for my dad and he is coming. So I'm gonna try and finish that before he gets here. I think he's gonna be here within the hour or something, so I'm gonna hurry and get that done. And the final stitch, I'm gonna take that stitch marker out. The final stitch, in we go, slip stitch, and to end I always like to chain one, and there we go. This ginormous giant blanket is finished. So yay. Well, not finished all the way, I still have a few ends to weave in. So we used 2 Caron Anniversary cakes and 2, maybe 2.5, maybe 2 and 1/3 of Loops and Threads Charisma. So that's a lot of yarn. I'll put the yardage on the screen here. Yeah, that's a lot of yarn. In this shot, you guys can see I'm showing like the halo of the yarn. So it's kind of fuzzy and it was leaving some lint on my leggings while I was working on this. And you can see that eventually that's gonna kind of pill or mat together. And that's just the way this yarn is. It's just typical. Here you can see some big fuzzies. Really get a close-up of what this Caron Anniversary cake yarn is like. Very fuzzy. And here's the blanket laid out on a queen size bed. And so you can see that the corners kind of stick out a little bit and that could be blocked out. But I'm not going to be blocking this blanket because it's way too big. I don't even know if it would hold the shape, honestly. So, beautiful stitch. It lays perfectly on a queen size bed, but I wouldn't necessarily say this is a queen size blanket. Alrighty, so as you saw, the blanket is finished finally and it has been delivered, and it was a gift from my dad. And the blanket total, like I said in the clips that you watched, is 2 Caron Anniversary cakes and 2 and like 1/3 of the Michael's Loops and Threads Charisma yarn. And so I have the yardage total, and I think I put it in the video. Yardage total is 2,312 yards, and that's about like 5 pounds, like 4.7-ish pounds, we'll just say 5 pounds. It is such a nice blanket and I'm so happy that I was able to finish it. And this color is called Pebbled Path, and it was a anniversary cake of the year 2024. So it was last year's cake, and I really liked the neutral colors that were kind of like gray tone, blue tone, and I thought it would be a great color for either my dad or my husband, and ultimately obviously it was made for my dad. Honestly, I struggled, I think, to finish this because I wasn't such a huge fan of the colors. They were kind of boring to me, and he had such a great idea. He chose the color black for the border. I think I was gonna do like a bright blue. I don't know why. I don't know, but the cake did, though, it did have a lot of factory knots, and I was very disappointed in that because the factory knots I don't trust, and so I had to keep snipping each end and then retying it, and that ends up with more ends for me to weave in, and so I had so many ends to weave in. I'm glad I took the time to snip those factory knots. In those clips that you saw, though, you can see the Caron Anniversary cake has like a sort of a halo to it. It's kind of fuzzy, and I have talked about this before, that the yarn kind of is loose in a way, and it has that well-loved look. It does tend to mat and pill a little quicker, and so that halo is just from me working on it. So, you know, when you're working on a blanket, you're moving it around a lot. That is just regular wear from just me working on it. I didn't wash it, but I did tell my dad that he can wash it on delicate with cold water and tumble dry low, and I've done that with all my Caron Anniversary blankets already, and nothing bad happens to them. They survive. The loops and threads Charisma, I did make sure that it is 100% acrylic as well to match the 100% Caron Anniversary cake, and although they're different weights of yarn, the Charisma's a weight 5, the Caron Anniversary cake's a weight 6, they're actually the same width, so it worked out completely fine. I did follow a pattern for this. I have this pattern linked down below, and this pattern is great. It's a beautiful stitch, and I didn't necessarily follow it line by line, really. I took inspiration from the stitch that it did use, and then I think the way I was doing like a continuous round, and they have a different way of joining the rounds that I guess I didn't read it properly. And then also the ending of it, the border, they wanted me to do a picot border, but I instead did a slip stitch border. The picot border just wouldn't have matched the color of the yarn, in my opinion. So this pattern is great, and you guys can check it out if you'd like to. I didn't necessarily follow it exactly just because the formatting of the pattern was a little too wordy for me. It was like blocks of text, and so it was really hard for me to like focus, because when I crochet I'm kind of like in a rush, and especially with a blanket pattern, I like to have this mindless blanket pattern and just go. And honestly, I think that because I started this in June, when I picked it up again, I kind of forgot, and I just went on with the stitch, and I didn't end up join each round the way it was meant to be in the pattern. So the pattern's beautiful. I think just formatting for me personally, it's not my favorite. At last, we have finished one project from my Vlogmas to-do list, basically, and I'm very happy about it. And my dad says he really loves the blanket. Honestly, I loved it too, because it feels like it's weighted, and the Caron Anniversary cakes are so fun to work with. And if you have seen my yarn closet, you know that the whole top shelf of my yarn closet is anniversary cakes. So I'm excited to continue working on the other one that I have going, which is a 6-day star blanket with the 2025 anniversary cake in the color opal. So I can't wait to get that one finished. So I think that's it for today's video. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of me, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Bye guys.